Hey guys, welcome to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So today we are back with a Ashe updated complete guide. And as usual for updated complete guides, don't forget to check out Ashe's basic guide up in the cards above that I've linked for her skills, leveling order tips and tricks as well as some combos. Now first things first, you guys might be thinking, wait a minute, didn't we just do an Ashe updated complete guide like a week ago or so? And the answer is yeah, but since then I've played more Ashe and I found out a couple of things have changed. Both in terms of the leveling order as well as in terms of the loadout. So I'm not going to spend too much time on the loadout because it's mostly almost identical to what we had previously. I still think starting Gluttonous Greaves is the best because we already have like 3 to 4 attack speed items, so we don't actually need attack speed boots in my opinion. I think getting the AD and the Omnivamp is just better. Then of course we have our standard Wits End build, which is going to be our Borg, our Terminus, and our Wits End. Of course, refer to the Ashe video I did a week ago if you want a little bit more of an in-depth explanation. And then not Wits End, Runaan's Hurricane here, really good on Ashe to, apply the on-hit onto 3 people at the same time. Of course, you do have the other options of, your Bloodthirster and your Triforce as well. GA as a last item, just a defensive item, is generally good. Of course, you can go for Sterex or Maw as well. And here's where the big change comes in. It is in the runes. So in the runes, Empowerment, after getting the buff, is now actually very, very strong. So Ashe taking Empowerment is now really good. So what happens with Empowerment here is when you hit the same enemy 3 times, you are going to of course deal additional damage and make them vulnerable for 6 seconds, where they'll take 8% extra damage. Now most of the time this 6 seconds is more than enough for you to kill them and finish them off if this is an all-in. You shouldn't be taking more than 6 seconds to kill someone in an all-in anyway. Of course if you are just laning and poking, this is also just going to be good in lane in general. And it's just going to make you do so much extra damage overall. So the cooldown is now only 4 seconds as well. So in the later stages of the game, in team fights, you can actually proc Empowerment multiple times in a team fight, which is I think really where the big change comes in. The 6 second to 4 second cooldown reduction has really made Empowerment very strong. Brule, of course, still same rest of the runes, because you auto attack a lot. Giant Slayer, of course, over here. And here, it's between Bloodline and Alacrity. Now I could see you going for Alacrity, especially just to get more attack speed, but again I really think Bloodline is better here because you already have so much attack speed, but then again you also have a decent amount of healing from Blade of the Rune King, from Wits End, and from Gluttonous Greaves, so I can really see it going either way. Now of course, as usual, you want to go for the Bone Plating or you want to go for the Hex Flash in this Mind Rune position. And of course we have the Ghost and the Flash once again, exhaust if really need be. But without, with all that said, let's move on to talking more about the gameplay. Okay, so now we're moving on to the gameplay itself. Now, of course, as usual, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Any questions, queries, or remarks, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And of course, as usual, I'll be sure to address them or drop a like/heart on it. Okay, so I'm not gonna talk. I mean, of course, I'm going to talk a lot about Ashe, but I'm not going to focus too much on a lot of the Ashe things because obviously we just did an Ashe video not too long ago, so it's going to be a little bit repetitive in terms of talking about the Ashe things. For example, like what support Ashe is good with, etc. Things like that. We're going to focus a lot more on talking about why Prestige attack is really good on Ashe. I'm going to start pointing out where that happens. So here, first things first is we have more range, so we're trying to actually bully the Kai'Sa, but unfortunately what I did notice here is I was actually tanking a lot of minions and I tanked the entire Kai'Sa queue and basically just end up dying. So here I made I made a couple of rookie mistakes, all in one actually. So I walked past my wave, got focused by the minions, ate an isolated Kai'Sa queue, which as a Kai'Sa player I know that I would never be able to get this in lane from my lane opponent because no one is really that dumb, except I just did it. I walked past the minion wave, let the minions focus me, ate an entire Kai'Sa queue, and then realized too late that I was in trouble, and then blew my flash. So it's really just a comedy of errors from my side. The only good news is here somehow, Ashe is actually lower level than me because she didn't, not Kai'Sa, sorry, is lower level than me because somehow she didn't get the kills, and Karma got both of the kills. So Kai'Sa actually has less XP than me, which is kind of incredulous considering how what just happened. And furthermore, Kai'Sa also doesn't have any extra combat stats because she actually only bought boots, and boots doesn't really give you any combat stats, it just gives you movement speed. And also, as we covered from our own Kai'Sa video, you never want to rush boots on Kai'Sa. You want to, of course, you want to get a full completed item first for the evolution. So this Kai'Sa player, not exactly going for the best build, but then again, I didn't in my video either. So here, we've copped the death already. Not really the best start in the world, and we can't really showcase the press the attack yet because we don't really have the pressure to do that because we are actually on the back foot. But we do have a Seraphine with us, and Kai'Sa Seraphine, not Kai'Sa Seraphine, I don't know why I keep mixing up Ashe and Kai'Sa, but Ashe Seraphine is a very, very strong lane. Why? Because Ashe is passive across slows, and this allows Seraphine to get a single cast E to, of course, root. And furthermore, when Ashe hits an arrow, Seraphine has a free ulti where she can't miss the stunned target. So it's pretty much free. So here, Evelynn actually is coming in for a gank, so we cancel recall to help out. I don't actually even end up getting an assist here. But Sett is now running into the lane. He can't really do very much. And so far, Press the Attack has not really done anything for us as of yet. So far it's not really that helpful, but to be fair, if we had Lethal Tempo, it wouldn't help us all that much better at this point either. So far, Rune is not playing a significant role in the lane yet, where Press the Attack should be playing a significant role in the lane. Now the key difference here that I think that after Press the Attack got buffed is, I feel like Press the Attack used to be a lot more of a lane focused rune where since its cooldown is like 6 seconds, you don't proc it that often, so you really have to choose a target and focus them down. But now when you have like a 4-second cooldown, it's very easy to proc. So here you can see we're procking it on Lucian, or we're trying to proc it on Lucian, 2 stacks onto him, but he runs away. Now we got the stacks onto Karma, but she dies, and now I'm trying to focus the Lucian again. So we proc the Press the Attack on Lucian for the burst damage. Yasuo finishes him off. And I'm actually just walking back to the wave to farm, but I see Sett actually commits with his ulti into my team, so I'm coming back to help out. Proccing Press the Attack onto the Sett as well. Kai'Sa gets caught by the tornado. I flash forward to get the auto for the slow, and I pick up a kill. So 1, 1, and 3. This river team fight kind of changed the dynamic of the game, where now we are fully back into it, getting ourselves a couple of assists, and a kill. And the minion wave doesn't actually crash into the tower, so we deny the enemy team a lot of minions because their huge minion wave was killing our minions, and we get majority of the minions from their wave as well. So it's starting to open up a goal lead for me against Kai'Sa, and Seraphine, despite having 0 kills, is almost the same goal as the 2-kill Karma. So that one fight in the river kind of changed the complexion of the game completely, as river skirmishes often do for lane and stuff. So here, another thing that I have yet to point out, which is very important, is now Ashe no longer maxes her W. She maxes her Q first. And the reason why you want to max Q first is it gives you a lot of additional attack speed, which is of course very helpful in the earlier parts of the game. And honestly, previously it used to be more worth it to max your W just because of the lower cooldown and the extra damage, but at this point, building like on hit and such, it's actually more worth it to max your Q and get the extra AD ratio as well as the extra attack speed from your Q instead of actually maxing your W. So now with all of the Ashe builds, you want to max Q first, which is definitely something I didn't see coming. So here Karma for some reason walks straight up at us, we stun her and she goes down. Here Kai'Sa ults in onto Seraphine, but my Press the Attack actually comes back up, which allows me to actually chase Kai'Sa down to, while she's taking the extra bonus damage. And because I'm Ashe, she cannot run away. And now Sett is coming in for the kill onto me, smites me so I can't run away. But Evelynn doesn't actually execute him, but gets him to like 1 HP where 1 auto attack from me kills. And essentially I've just gotten 3 quick kills in the lane. And I now have over a 1k gold lead over the Kai'Sa. So here the dragon is up, so instead of going back, I'm actually taking the fruit and helping out with the dragon. Now Evelynn is pinging that her smite is 20 seconds, so we have 2 options here. Either we rush down the dragon before the enemy team can respond, which as you can see is not necessary, or we try to look for a fight instead. So here you can see we proc Press the Attack on Lucian, Yasuo ults over, does the bonus damage and pretty much kills him, but the issue is Sett comes into the pit. Thankfully Evelynn gets the dragon before Sett can actually smite it, and Sett is now left in no man's land. Pretty much just dies just like that, and now Karma is stuck in the same situation. Seraphine actually picks up a triple kill of all people, and we are able to of course get both the dragon and as well as a number of kills. So here Kai'Sa is stuck alone under the tower. If she stays there, she is going to die, and she does wisely back off. So this allows us to actually focus down the tower as a 3-person unit, and we are sharing the goal 3 ways. However, we are going to be able to get the entire tower in one shot because we have 3 people focusing the tower, giving our team the first tower bonus goal. So here I'm being a bit greedy by just staying for the minions, but if you really look at the the Kai'Sa and the Karma, they really don't have a lot of items or anything, so they really aren't too big of a threat. Seraphine actually nearly gets a catch, but I actually end up walking back a little bit too far, and that doesn't happen. So here we can get another pick onto the Karma. However, Kai'Sa comes in with the exhaust and the ulti, so I do end up actually dying. And unfortunately, because Yasuo back, we end up in a actual fair 2v2, and it should have been a 3v2 if Yasuo did not back. However, Yasuo is now back in lane 1v1ing the Lucian, who has pretty much no chance, just gets one shot, and now is going on to the Sett as well. Yeah, Sett not doing too hot against the Yasuo either. Now, something that really surprised me is, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but Yasuo actually does less damage than almost the entire team. He does about like 12% damage, if I'm not wrong, in the post-game stats, which is pretty surprising, because when I was watching the gameplay, like, Yasuo's like 3-0-5 now, so he is really decently fed. I don't know how he ended up doing so little damage by the end of the game, so yeah, I don't know. Anyways, here we are going to quickly be able to clear out the minions, and Evelynn is actually getting a very nice flank and does get the kill onto Kai'Sa. With the Ashe slows, Karma cannot run away, we basically just run her down. With the Press the Attack and the Blade of the Rune King both proccing after 3 attacks, huge burst damage onto Karma, and Karma ends up going down. And yeah, it is looking quite good for us. We are actually hunting in the jungle. We see Sett, we're going to focus him because no point in focusing Red Buff. So we actually kill the Sett. The charm hits onto the Lucian, we kill the Lucian as well. And yeah, we are just so incredibly fed at this point in time. Here I actually have enough gold for Terminus, so I do want to back, but I'm just going to deny the last few Krugs. Now, Seraphine is making a rookie mistake here by attacking the tower, because the enemy team has vision on you and they are going to chase you down. Now, Seraphine makes another mistake by running into the bush that I'm in, so this means I cannot recall and I'm forced to fight. And the reason why I can't recall is because Karma will launch her Q into that bush, and it's going to interrupt my recall anyway, so I might as well cancel it myself and start attacking Karma. But as you can see, this pretty much leads to me dying, because obviously I have not yet reset, whereas the enemy bot lane just came off of a death, so they essentially just reset unwillingly. So I do end up giving a shutdown over to Kai'Sa, and I feel that this is mostly because my support kind of inted me simply by walking into the bush that I'm in. If she just continued walking straight down, I actually would have been fine, because they wouldn't really check that bush when they're chasing down the Seraphine. And funnily enough, I think this Evelynn doesn't know what control wards do, because when she ganked our lane, she just walked past the control ward multiple times without clearing it, and now she's actually hiding in a bush that has a control ward, and she's not clearing the control ward. So I don't know how, but I think that the I think that the Evelynn doesn't know what control wards do. So here, multiple low HP bars, we hit the long range stun onto the Lucian to let Yasuo get a free kill. And here you see it's another fight where Yasuo looks like he's doing a lot of damage, but again, he somehow ends up not doing any damage. He gets a 2-man ulti, he gets 2 kills, I get 2 kills as well. And Kai'Sa is the only one left alive on their team on the opposite side of the map. She's split pushing, so here we cannot really stop her, because if we recall and walk over there, she would, she would already run away or probably already get the tower. Yeah, so instead of trying to actually stop her, we're gonna instead just trade the tower that she got for an opposite side tower and make it an even trade, basically. So we're gonna check the enemy jungle for jungle camps. We see the Gromp, so we're just gonna take the Gromp of the enemy team. And here we could back and reset, but I cannot really complete a full item anyways, and Dragon is spawning, so instead of resetting here, I'm actually just gonna run straight to Dragon and just do the Dragon instead, basically. So here, Evelynn somehow is pretty low health. I'm not quite sure what happened, but here we're just going to pull out the Dragon a little bit, focus the Dragon. Running over the wall, we see the Lucian and the Karma. Volibear actually ults over and pretty much draws all of their attention. We get the Dragon, Volibear dies for it though, and I'm going to dodge the Karma ulti here. And here Renekton comes in on the flank onto me. I'm just going to ult him, ghost away, and he basically jumps in 1v4. Sett also now just jumps in 1v4. I'm going to have to kite away a little bit. Lucian tries to focus me, but I dodge his Q and he doesn't really have a lot of damage at this point. I mean, he does have 2 full crit items, so he should be doing some damage, but he's not doing enough damage because I dodged the Q. If I got hit by the Q, then I actually might have died. But anyways, here we're just going to lifesteal off of this minion wave, because we have, of course, lifesteal boots, we have the Bloodline, and we also have Bork, so we do lifesteal a lot, which of course helps us out a lot in fights as well. And now we can pick up the entire Wit's End just nice, having enough gold for the Wit's End. And yeah, so now here we see Volibear getting into a fight with Kai'Sa. I'm trying to make my way there as quickly as I can, but Set actually pops up, and Kai'Sa and Set together are able to kill the Volibear before I can actually reach. So unfortunately, you know, I'm not going to be able to do anything here. I'm just going to clear the minions, which is, I guess, something. And then I'm just going to clear the Krug as well, while waiting for Evelyn to take the red buff so I can get the red buff share. Of course, we already have a copy of red buff, but we do get to refresh the cooldown on the red buff. And here, Renekton is a little bit overextended. We actually slow him down. He's trying to go onto Evelyn, but Evelyn is invis, and he actually has to pop his Proto Belt and his Flash to escape, and still dies to Evelyn in the end. Here I get the pick onto the Karma as well. Lucian and Kai'Sa can't really do very much in this situation, so they have to back off. Kai'Sa W barely does any damage to me here, despite the fact that she's building AP and has evolved her W. Set actually goes in here on us, and I'm gonna have to flash away here. Seraphine is kind of getting caught. I'm trying to focus Kai'Sa, who's obviously the biggest threat of the enemy team. Her ult shield actually saves her, because I cannot burn through her shield quickly enough. And we actually end up losing Evelyn and Seraphine. So in the end, grand scheme of things, it ends up being a 2-for-2 trade, if you count that whole long sequence. And here, Set and Lucian are under tower. Not much we can really do to them under tower, and the whole enemy team, of course, is back. So a huge Ashe W just to get the slow onto all of them while we just walk away. Now I see a huge wave at the top lane, so I'm going to instantly just run to top and see if I can get myself that wave. Which the answer is pretty much just going to be yes. So here, just basically blasting through all of these minions real quick. And looks like a fight might be happening in the mid lane, so I'm just rotating to rejoin our team. I see an opportunity to get an Ashe arrow onto Kai'Sa into the Seraphine Charm, and somehow Kai'Sa actually doesn't die here, which kind of boggled my mind. 3 flashes I think come out. Lucian gets caught, Lucian dies, but Yasuo evaporates the Kai'Sa, who goes legendary. And here Set is trying to run in, but is getting slowed by me, gets the press the attack procced onto him, and he dies off of that. And here we are trying to kill the Kai'Sa, but Kai'Sa actually lives on 1 HP again. I pick up a triple kill, but Kai'Sa is still alive, and I really wanted that shutdown from Kai'Sa, which is what it would really turn the game in my favor, of course. Now here we go for a Baron with only Kai'Sa alive. So here the whole plan is Volibear tanks the Baron, and me and Seraphine can slowly DPS the Baron. You can see I'm basically healing off of the Baron at this point, and Volibear just needs to tank it. But Volibear actually trolls here by walking away from the Baron, and this causes Seraphine and me to tank the Baron, and I'm getting my damage cut. Seraphine is basically dying to the Baron. Now I'm dying to the Baron, and Volibear is dying to the Kai'Sa. So Kai'Sa ults in, gets a free kill onto Volibear, gets a free kill onto me, and then gets a free, maybe a free kill onto Seraphine, but gets basically a free Baron at this point. So basically we had to just choose. We either all 3 commit to the Baron, which Volibear did not do, or we turn and go onto the Kai'Sa. Now I felt that the best thing to do was to commit to the Baron until Kai'Sa got very, very close, and then we turn around and kill her, or we just complete the Baron. So none of this happened, and Volibear just walked away, which basically he killed himself by walking solo into Kai'Sa and tanking all of her damage, and he also killed me and Seraphine by causing us to tank the Baron and getting the Baron debuff and halving my damage. So it's just an overall disaster, and as a result of the deaths, Evelyn tried to go in solo and steal, fails the steal and dies, and as a result now the enemy team is going to get the 3rd dragon, so we're not going to get the Infernal Dragon Soul. So that's one of the biggest throws ever. Basically, we gave the most fed member of the enemy team, Kai'Sa, a bunch more kills. We gave the enemy team Baron, and we denied ourselves the Dragon Soul. So yeah, good news is though we got enough gold for Runaan's Hurricane, and we did get the Runaan's Hurricane. Here for some reason Set is just ulting into our entire team, so we're just gonna get a free kill onto him. And yeah, I mean honestly, the enemy team, aside from Kai'Sa, the whole enemy team is kind of inting. So Kai'Sa is really playing a 1v9 game here. Unfortunately for her, we always find ourselves in those kind of situations from time to time. I'm gonna flash out the Karma ult and then dash back. Goes back in, focusing down 1 target at a time. Here Kai'Sa flashes forward. I'm gonna stun her, but I have no team left, so I'm gonna have to die. Not die. I'm gonna have to run, not die. I'm gonna have to run because I can't really 1v1 the Kai'Sa at all. Of course, I am a Ashe, and we're equally fed. Obviously, we're not equally fed. Kai'Sa is way more fed than me. But yeah, we don't do nearly enough damage to compete with her. So instead we're just going to hobble our way back to the base, complete our QSS, and we're going to have to sacrifice a mid lane inhibitor. And now the match is actually pretty competitive. So kind of the whole match we've more or less been stomping them because you know, their whole team has been inting. But now Kai'Sa is basically winning a couple of fights for her team. And it is starting to get a little bit dicey. So here, just quickly clearing up the wave as Yasuo just comes in to steal the minions. And a bit dangerous walking here because we saw Renekton in this area, so I'm going to send out the Hawk Shot to kind of check where people are. So we can see Renekton recalling, we see the Karma and the Yasuo, Karma and the Kai'Sa, sorry. Yasuo for some reason is, I don't know, going in on the Kai'Sa. Yeah, so Seraphine manages to hit a charm onto the Kai'Sa, and we actually managed to eventually get the kill on the Kai'Sa, but unfortunately Evelynn gets the kill, so she gets the shutdown and she picks up a double here. Unfortunately I didn't get the shutdown, which is a little bit unfortunate here, but now we have two people left on each team. So we have Sett Renekton versus Volley and Evelynn. So Sett here does quite a bunch of damage. It's basically 3 tanks and 1 Evelynn. And Evelynn is just kiting around the fight as she should. Volibear is getting focused. Evelynn stasis almost manages to kill Renekton. Renekton almost kills her as well. Renekton does end up going down. Sett pops the gargoyles and is running for his life at this point. It looks like he is going to be able to escape. Volley cannot quite reach him, and Evelynn is pinging to attack the Elder Dragon. So here she lifesteals off of her passive, goes for the skull, and basically everyone on both teams are about reviving, so everyone should reach the Elder Dragon at roughly the same time here. Evelynn is starting off the Elder Dragon by herself. I don't know if that's really advisable because she doesn't really do Elder Dragon very fast, and we probably need to look for a fight first. So here the whole enemy team is entering the area. Kai'Sa completely ins again by just dashing into our team, and yeah, literally the game just started changing when Kai'Sa started inting. So just now Kai'Sa didn't really int, but she got caught. Now she basically inted by jumping in 1v5. So here we're just going to basically get a free Elder Dragon, which is then going to give us a free Baron. So I'm pinging to attack the Baron, you know, because we have Elder and there's no reason not to. 3 people on the enemy team are dead. Only Sett and Renekton are alive. Of course, Sett is the jungler, and our jungler is not exactly here yet. Is making her way here now. There's 2 control wards in the general area. I'm going to clear out the control wards. We can see Sett in the mid lane, you know, making his way here, obviously. And we're going to just quickly, I dropped my phone here, so the replay kind of went a little bit wonky, but we basically just get the Baron. No big deal here. And I'm going to reset here. To get my GA, so full build at this point with the GA. I'm not really sure if GA was really the best option here. Maybe Sterak's might have been a little bit better because it does increase my damage as well, whereas GA, you know, I kind of doubt my team would protect me in the GA, you know, for this particular game, but whatever the case is, we do have the GA here, and I'm pinging to push multiple lanes. I'm pinging for Volibear to push the top lane, and here I'm just checking the enemy jungle to see if they're inside. They are actually not, so they're in one of the lanes, most likely the mid lane. And here Kai'Sa is really the one we need to take note of. Here I have my ult up, so I'm really trying to catch Kai'Sa out because she was alone for a little while. Warding over the wall to check here, she has backed off a little bit. And the fight looks like it's breaking out in the mid lane. Volibear pushing top in the meanwhile. Lucian culling hits absolutely nobody. 3-man ult comes in here. So Kai'Sa again ults straight into the charm, and here I flash forward, kill the Lucian, as well as the Karma, and pick up a triple. I think this could actually have been Penta, but Seraphine unfortunately takes the Quadra, and Renekton is kind of in the base. But if you guys see what happened here, I actually catch the Renekton out with the arrows. I actually think this might possibly have been a Penta. If I got the Quadra, I definitely wouldn't have been focusing the base. I've been trying to get the Penta, but anyways, regardless, I'm going to leave you guys with the stats as usual. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.